watch him with me, he never looks at me.
Okay. So basically what I want to happen is I want for him to understand that when I stop, he stops.
Okay.
All right, what you have done. Hey, buddy, you ready?
So is there a word that I use when I stop, or he should just automatically stop?
Eventually he will automatically stop. I'm not using words now. We're not using words now. What we're doing is we're teaching these guys to follow our body. So if he's not stopping, what I'm asking you to do is do whatever is in opposition to what the dog is doing. So if he's crossing right, I'm turning left. If he's going forward, if he's doing something like now, okay? If he's doing something that's in opposition to my demands, then what I'm going to do is alter what I do.
Good girl.
In order to force him to do what I want. You see how that works? Sit. He's like, what? Whoa. Stand. No. See, because that's part of his conditioning for being shown in praise.
So right there, if you wanted to sit, the consistent pressure up, that pop right there. Don't
Just
pressure, hold it. Hold it until it's like now you relax. There you go.
Okay? See how that works? See, because he needs equipment like that.
Okay.
This equipment's way cool and stuff, but it doesn't work.
So when he gets up,
Shorten release. There we go. See how that works? Nice! That's a pretty productive lesson, I think.
That's what I have to do. Well, that's what I have to do.
I'm sorry.
When I stop, I have to and circle back. Because that's his habit. I circle back.
Right.
So every
So
time
you would turn left.
well, normally the problem is so when I stop, you just cut it.
If I have to take a left turn for every right turn I take,
Okay, yeah. I tend to just be right.
okay? So basically what we want to do is control the outcome of his action. So you know there's an inevitability that he's going to engage this act. Prevent him from engaging in that act. And reward him for a better choice. Instead of punishing, good boy. Instead of punishing him for failure, reward him for success. Okay?
All right, yeah.
That's what those all positive people appreciate. Yeah, she can be pretty hard at it. Don't feel bad. If what you're doing isn't working, she's fine. It might be too hot. I did turn it off. Beautiful. Plus, play. She gets a little salty.
Yeah, that was my main thing.
Yeah, she gets a little salty.
Good girl.
Very awkward, works really well for food, gets kind of offended when you don't offer. But you know, she's also very young. Good, good! Nice big crowd of dogs. Stay. Don't stay.
Bob, go.
Don't get your handsy. Stop throwing all those signals. You keep your body language calm and cool.
Here's another question. I'm thinking of it. When we go sometimes, I'll have her on lead, she'll go off the wall. When she runs away, or my son, because Lord knows where the hell he's going to be at any given time, it stresses him out so bad that his path separate, and he's all confused pulling every which way. What do I do in that situation?
Correct it.
Just
You do the same thing we've been practicing here.
It's back and
About turn, dump and run. Once he starts realizing that this is no longer temporal. Here's the thing, and I said, the very first thing I said, what you allow will continue. Has nothing to do with his path, has nothing to do with him or her or your son. It has everything to do with the motion.
Okay.
Okay? The bottom line is, I don't care if it's a bus, or a squirrel, or a cat, or a kind specific to him, he's not allowed to do that. So when he goes vaulting, in the don't use that hand command. What did I say? Stop talking, right? And stop doing all this.
So how do I get him to sit?
Okay? Upward on the leash. Just draw up. Don't yank. See what's happening? See how far away your hand is from the body?
Yeah.
Okay? When we apply pressure, hey buddy, come here you. When we apply pressure,
The last dog I trained her with hand signals. So I'm so
right,
used
we
to
don't
it.
do that. Yeah, we don't do that. What has to happen in order for a hand signal to work?
They have to watch. We're watching now.
Right. Is he watching you?
Now Bill's an all see.
Okay. Different, way different. When you go to get a dog to sit, you don't go back, you go up. Body doesn't have a choice but to sit.
Come on, come on, come
So
on.
basically, because I have the collar up so high underneath the throat latch, what happens when I apply pressure is he's going, I can't breathe. So he moves his head back and he can breathe. When the head goes back, the butt must go down. It's physics. You can't avoid it. But if you're doing this,
Right.
okay, he has all this room to escape. So what we want to do is we're going to cue him. If the left leg needs to move, when you start out with the left leg, when that left leg is stationary, what does it mean? No, it means don't. Stay. Right leg means stay. All right. So if left leg starts,
Oh, yeah.
left leg finishes.
Okay.
As soon as I stop moving, upward leash pressure, the dog sits. Okay? I'm not going to worry so much about position right now because, like I said, we're doing week 2 work at week 1.
Right.
When we should be doing week 1 work. Okay? But because I'm putting this as we can. So what we're doing is we're starting to fold a bunch of behaviors in way ahead of their time. The reason I don't want you to talk is because nothing you say is going to make sense anyways. Because it's out of sequence. All right? The only thing you're going to say to these dogs is, attaboy. When they're right, nothing else. No hand commands, none of that. Because basically, my body offers all of my signals. Okay? And in this work, we do something that they call the string test. And what we do is we attach a leash to the collar with a piece of sewing thread. So that way it helps us to determine whether or not the dog needs additional work in a certain exercise, because by the time we complete the test, if the sewing thread is broken, that means we head in the dog's direction. Okay? It's usually around week 5 that we do that. So basically it's important for the dogs to understand our bodies do the talking. Okay? Not our mouths, not our hands. Because the vast majority of hands is this. So you've created this opposition reflex. And what we want to do is to get the dog, his problem is what? He doesn't look at you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely close off all of the information I'm giving this dog. Okay? So he has to do what? He's got to look at me to find out what I want. That's why he was looking more at me than he was at you, because there's a lot of frustration and anxiety in the way you handle. And when I was handling him, he's going, this chick's weird. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't do anything. What? What does she want? And then all of a sudden, he's like, if I don't pay attention to her, all of a sudden I'm out in the twilight zone. Okay? And that's what matters to these guys. And that's when you get the difference between paying attention and being attentive. There is a distinction, and the dogs get it right away. Okay?
Good boy. Yes, you're so handsome. Bobalicious.
Okay. Handle. Good girl, huh? She's a cutie pie.